Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sports Cafe here in Haymarket, London, and welcome to the grand final for the Eurokrieg tournament set to you by Enemy Down and sponsored by B Broadband. Good evening. There's a rowdy bunch in this evening. Actually, there's a few stars amongst you out there. I can see a few general managers. There's, you're not a star, Max. Max from Cadrid. There's, I see Adam from Reason Gaming down there. Sam from Fnatic. Michael O'Dell, world champion. World champion, everyone, from Birmingham Servo. Well done. I also see a few luminaries around as well. We've got Mr. Suryok from TNWA down here as well. And we also have the managing director. Please, big warm welcome for the managing director of B Broadband, Mr. Felix Geyer.
Hello, good evening, everyone. We're just minutes away from kicking this off, so I'm going to be real short. Just want to welcome everyone to the Eurokrieg final, and which is organized by our friends Enemy Down and sponsored by Be Unlimited. And welcome to the London Games Festival. We as a company are particularly proud to be associated with this event. It's new territory for me, and I find it fascinating as an industry. And as a company, we are very committed to the gaming community, as our network infrastructure, as hopefully a lot of you know, offers some unique features that make the gaming experience a superior one. So we view gaming as a cultural phenomenon, a hugely innovative, growing entertainment medium, and a great creative industry. So B is fully committed to the gaming space, and we really do our very best to make your gaming experience the best. So look out for us. There will be more stuff coming your way. One of the things we did, we launched up with hooked up with a very cool Japanese designer. So we're launching a new T-shirt series dedicated for the gaming community. So if you're quick, you can grab a free copy of your T-shirt, and if not, you can just order it directly from us. And if you feel the urge of signing up to our great broadband service, I'm sure we can arrange that tonight as well. So without much further ado, just minutes away from the final, just introducing the tournament for those of you who don't know what it is. It has been running since August the 17th. It's organized by Enemy Down. And there were 64 professional teams involved in the tournament so far. From Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, France, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, Eastern Europe, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and the United Kingdom. 2 teams are left. XOXO from Denmark and Team Verygames from France. These guys will be playing tonight. And just a very broad summary of the rules for those of you who haven't been involved so far. The game they're playing is called Counter-Strike Source. It's a first-person shooting game, so the objective is to take the other team out as quickly as possible. The format is that both teams play against each other in a game area called a map. The team that kills the other one first is winning, and if one team kills the other team members first, then that's it. So the first team to win 16 rounds within that map in 2 consecutive rounds is the winning team. So enjoy. There will be some freebies, there are free drinks, there are T-shirts, and have a drink on us, and see you guys later. Take care.
Thank you very much, Felix. I think we could call that Counter-Strike Source for the simpletons. I know there are a few of you here that are laughing at that because you're hardcore fans. That's all right. I think you also need to remember that there's a lot of people here this evening to enjoy this final who have never seen a Counter-Strike Source game in their lives. So just bear that in mind when we deliver the commentary a little bit later on. I also see some guys from X League in here. Good evening. How you doing, guys? Nice to see you back. Paul Vale down in the corner. Oh, a former co-commentator from Eurosport down in the corner down here. Good evening, Mr. Hill. And Ray Meir, of course, acting chairman for the UK ESA. But more of that tomorrow. Embargo and all that. Anyway, without any more further ado, let's also talk to you about a couple of things that you guys in the room can enjoy, okay? Where's Dana? Where's Dana? Dana's down here. Dana's very lovely. Treat her with respect, please. Be kind and nice to her. Dana is going to take your name if you would like to participate to win a Blu-ray player courtesy of B Broadband. Who'd like to do that? Yeah, a few people want to do that? Okay, thought so. So what you need to do is guess how many frags in total. I'm not going to make it easy for you, by the way. All players from all maps in the final, how many frags will they come up with? Come up with a number, has to be unique. Give it to Dana, give her your details, and you will enter into the draw to win. Oh, not a draw, the closest one will win. You have to win the Blu-ray player this evening. Someone's going to walk away with it. Sound like a good deal? Okay, you guys are half asleep. Do you need more beer or more games or... Okay, fine. All right, we'll get on with the games in just a minute. Eurokrieg Grand Final, courtesy of Enemy Down, sponsored by B-Bromman, is coming up next. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Sports Cafe here in Haymarket, London, and welcome to coverage of the Eurokrieg Grand Final. You join a veritable list of gaming legends in the room here at the Sports Cafe, one of which is my co-commentator, Mr. Stuart Saul. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, Paul. Thank you very much, legend. Well, you're a kind man. You're a kind man. Looking forward to this match. I mean, Verygames and XOXO have gone a long, long way to get here.
Yep.
And now they are going to duke it out for $5 grand.
They are on the way to the final. They're in the middle of the knife round. We'll bring you the result of that in just a moment. Welcome, as I said, to the Sports Cafe. We are here live from Haymarket in London. This is the grand final of the Eurokrieg tournament, organised by Enemy Down. I have to say as well, props to them. They've pulled off a very, very good tournament, interesting tournament all the way through, and fought their way through XOXO and Verygames very well through the knockout stages. We saw XOXO coming through against London Mint in the semi-finals. So both very, very confident going into this final. I read an interview on cadrid.org about these two teams, and they both seem very confident of winning. So I think this is shaping up to be very interesting, more interesting perhaps than the Z-Board LOD final we had in the B Challenge Cup earlier on, or at least I hope so. Anyway, we've had the knife round. It looks as if we're going to start things off on Nuke, and let's take you through the rosters before we get going. XOXO line up like this: Fetish, Jimmy, Augur, Exy, and Right Meat, and Verygames, Team Verygames lining up as Mate Smiths, RPK, KRL, and of course the illustrious Regnam.
Let's give a bit of a quick lesson, if you will, in Counter-Strike, what it is. We did get a little one earlier, but it's played based on money. Money is crucial, as it is, well, in any walk of life. If you're a terrorist side or a counter-terrorist side, you need money. Money equals bigger weapons equals easier to win. And that's what's absolutely crucial here. You can win money and rounds by killing all of your opponents, or getting a bomb down, or getting a bomb defused after it's gone down. And that's how you win the match. Each round is won by the killing 5 players or planting that bomb. We play 15 rounds on each half. We're going to play best of 3 maps. The reason for that is some maps are more favorable than others for a certain team, and there's a home and away bias type of thing. So we're best of 3, and we are live in this game.
We are indeed underway in the Enemy Down Eurokrieg Grand Final 2008. It is XOXO on the terrorist side to lead things off. And remember, you know, no small amount of prize money involved here, courtesy of B Broadband, the advantage for gamers. £5,000, no less, going to the winners. More importantly, perhaps, nothing going to the losers. Yeah. So there really is everything on the line. I know we use that phrase quite a lot, but here it is never true. Now, a great start here from XOXO because they've got Exy down low. He's gone through the vent. They've dropped down low. Now they've got to try and get that bomb planted, but he's going to run away because KRL has come in with the opening frag of the round on Right Me. So that's bad news for XOXO. They vent dived, and I thought they were going to get into that bomb site and get themselves underway. Now, Jimmy downs one. Smith, though, has got the frag on Exy, and that means they know where the bomb is. And now Augur has a big job to do here. Just to explain to some of the hardcore players that are watching out there on Quad V right now, we will be using a lot of third person this evening. I will try and mix it up a little bit, but there are an awful lot of people here at the Sports Cafe that never seen Counter-Strike Source. It's important we understand, and they understand what's going on. Right now, Laurie is making a short deal of this for Verygames, and they will open things up with the first round. Laurie finishing off the last 2 players for them, and the counter-terrorist side for Verygames is very good.
Very crucial that they picked that one up as well, because it's harder to play on the counter-terrorist side. You may wonder, why is it not even? Why is it not 50-50? Well, it's the expression we use is like playing the first half of football going uphill and playing first half going downhill. It's harder to attack.
I seem to remember you saying something about that.
I use that every time. I'm screwed if it doesn't work.
So here we go then, second round. The gun advantage is in favour of Verygames, with XOXO just sitting with their Glock pistols. It's the only thing they have right now. None of them deciding to pick up Desert Eagles. They've decided to go with the Glocks. Through the radio room, Regnam is waiting and will down 3 in a row. Inside that radio room, RPK comes in for the final kill. And the French team have a 2-0 lead after 2 rounds, and really should be looking to pick up that third as well. It's a very inexpensive round as far as they were concerned. And XOXO just flicking through. Looks as if we got 1 Desert Eagle, but that's about it in terms of weaponry buying. So this will be another save for them. Just 1 more, and then they'll be able to buy. So really, from round 4, we're looking at, you know, even Stevens in terms of weaponry loadouts for both teams.
Round 4 is absolutely crucial for XOXO to see how much damage they may be able to do. Remember, they won on this map in the semi-final. So looking good. KRL and Smiths open up the fraggings for Verygames. The rest of the XO players run around the outside and going down lower to the vents. This match is being played online, by the way, so for those of you in the crowd, it's being broadcast to you here, courtesy of the good guys at B Broadband. And then we go to the bottom site. This is a bomb being planted if you've never seen it before. Code in, and we'd hope you hadn't seen it before, as the bomb goes down, and XOXO will now look to stop anyone getting to that bomb, just like that.
Wow, Regnam just flanking them from the side. RPK picks up another one as well. They'll pick up this defuse fairly simply as Regnam polishes off the last terrorist from the XOXO side. And then it'll be 3-0. A pretty standard fare. If you're going to win the pistol round, you then go on and win the next 2 rounds. And that's exactly what the French-sided Verygames have done. They are team Verygames, of course, for the French team. XOXO, the Danes, led by the ever controversial and colourful Fetish, who you can often find frequenting the Cadrid site. So he's quite as colourful as someone like Jaffro, but for those of you hardcore players out there, I don't need to tell you how colourful he is. 4th round in then, and this time round, Verygames also fall by, of course, but this time the difference is that team on the terrorist side, XOXO, now have guns amongst them, one of which is Auger, who has the AWP sniper in hand. XE outside as well with him. They spy one in the Mac building, and if they can pick up this opening pick, they might just have a chance of being able to push on from there and make a decision as to which bomb site they're going to go. And right now, 2 sitting outside. Actually, there's 3 outside. One outside the main roof is Jimmy, firing through the roof of the Mac building because he knows there's someone in there. And one of those men is Smiths, who's already picked up the frag on Auger. So advantage Verygames in round 4. And there is Smiths. He's inside that Mac building I was talking about.
Here he is with that AWP, gets himself across. He's taking a lot of damage. That's indicated on the bottom of the map with that little number 18. You see, that's how much health they have. Verygames get themselves 2 kills. That's a flashbang coming in his way. And he is now out of the equation, but he comes back to see that his teammate's got himself a kill. Top left, you're seeing a 2D map of what's ongoing. And just in front of Smith there, you see the last man that was Fetish that has been down, and Verygames pick up the 4th round. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, they do very straightforward as well. And well, that's going to be damaging for XOXO as we have a look through their team right now. Desert Eagle for 1, maybe a couple at most, but that's all they're going to afford this round. And yeah, looking a bit like the Lehman brothers right now. 4-0 in favour of the counter-terrorist-sided Verygames, and this looks like we might just get a fast rush here. Oh wow, they've slowed things down entering the radio room, waiting for the flashes and the grenades, which inevitably fly out. There's another flash goes out, and there's 4 of them inside that room. Are all flashed. Laurie rushes in, gets 3 in a row. He'll get a 4th. Regnam steals away the ace, though. And, well, straightforward round for Verygames, and you expected that in round 5. 5-0. Good start from the Frenchman.
Most certainly. The French started positively, 5-0. You may think this is going to be one-sided, but wait till you see the second half is all I would ask you who haven't seen Counter-Strike before. But an important round here, the 6th. It's a buy round for XOXO, and they flurry their way in. Look like they're going to make their way in towards that top site. Grenades coming out from them. 1 darts back. Jimmy with 2 big frags. KRL and Regnam both cleaned out. There's 2 danger men down for Verygames. Bomb planted on that top site as Jimmy will go down. In fact, as XOXO make their way down the ramp, I think they may have rushed straight down to get it down and below. And so you can see them hovering in the vents. They will have made their way down those vents to get the site. And you'll see that Verygames have decided, with 5 players left up, we've got weapons, we'd quite like to keep those. And Verygames will not chase out this plout.
No, I think they've got plenty of cash, so there's no real weaponry worry for them in terms of the next round and buying. But as you say, they've got a couple of weapons between them, and they will want to keep those. And now XOXO trying to keep their own weapons from that bomb exploding down low, and it does explode, and XOXO get their first round on the board. And it came, Stuart, as a result of an aggressive push in that round. They were very aggressive as they pushed in.
Most certainly did, and speed is often the easiest way to attack that top side, or if you're going to then throw a dummy and go down the vents. Speed is your best weapon, rather than weapons almost.
So Jimmy, we're going to follow at the start of this particular round. Oh, he decides, kind of caught between 2 minds there, as Auger will get the first pick of the round. Sometimes allows the team to push early, but XOXO seemingly are going to wait on this one. Now, oh, they've pushed out into the hut. XE does pick up the frag, luckily, because Jimmy was being attacked through the window. And they now find themselves with a 2-man advantage, and really will look to try and push this one home. But which way are they going? Well, bomber's already been planted. We were with Jimmy. Rightly's down low, and he has managed to plant that bomb. But Lorien, again, who's been huge so far in the first 2 rounds, has been dealt a blow by Auger, though. And really, XOXO should be looking to win this run. Regnum now, 37 HP. Finds one man to the right-hand side. Downs Jimmy. Can he find another? He's firing off a few shots into the back. He is last man standing, and Auger will get that frag. And XOXO take 2 rounds in a row now, and that might just put the French team a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of money. Let's just have a look through. No, they're okay, actually.
I think partly because XOXO have not got a lot of kills on the board. They've got 2 bomb plants, which is and 1 blow, which is part of that. And in 7 rounds, they've not done a heck of a lot of damage. So that's why their opponents have got weapons. And now XOXO aren't sure of that, though. They would have thought that they would have forced their opponents to save. And that's why they're taking this round slowly but surely as they set themselves up, waiting, expecting perhaps a rush from one position if their opponents are on a save. And that is the method of how a save round would normally go. However, they're soon going to find out that their opponents have weapons, and that'll change the complexity of this round.
I think as well, I have to say that I know we're only 7 rounds in so far, but I'm enjoying the mix-up of strategies from XOXO. They've played some rounds very patiently. They've played some rounds where they've picked, and they've played some rounds very aggressively indeed. So they've had a nice mix of strategies, and I think that's causing a little bit of confusion so far from Verygames, even though they've only got 2 rounds on the board. As we've said before, Nuke that they're playing right now, the map name Nuke, is particularly biased towards the counter-terrorists. It's very difficult for the terrorists to get into either of these bomb sites without coming across at least a couple of players wherever you go. The choke points are very tight, one of which is this ramp room right now, which they've seemingly made me look like a bit of a dumbass because they've all broken into this ramp room. 1 down low. Oh, Regnum, though, in the back room has nailed 2. And before Auger finally gets rid of him, that has meant that they've gone low. Now, RPK waiting. Finally drops down that vent, uses the ladder just to disguise the fact that he's gone back up, and will drop down. Laurie picks up the frag on Jimmy. And I guess you could call that commentator's curse from me, as far as XOXO are concerned.
The fact that in fact, you were right in the fact when you mentioned that it's easy to defend on this. The reason for that was what we saw at the end of that last round. It's so easy to get from the top bomb site to the bottom just through use of those vents and that ramp room, which ironically was not defended. However, XOXO, with winning 2 rounds, are now in a position to buy a game. And this time, they will boost up onto the roof. The reason for this is they'll then be able to hop their way across to the top of the silo and look to fire some shots. You see one of the guys there just firing off through the walls. You can shoot through those walls as you can in real life and see if there's someone behind there, and they'll be in trouble. But
let's actually do that right now as well. So they're firing through this wall here. Look, there's the man. They can't do that, I can. Luckily for them.
But their bullets can.
Their bullets certainly can. They're on top of what we call yellow right now, and making their way onto the outside roof. Exy dropping down now. They're going to make that push into the inside. One man up in the rafters is down. Jimmy picks up the kill. KRL in with a double though on Jimmy and Exy, and Smith will finish off Fettage. And now surely this is a Verygames round. 1 more man remaining inside. Hunt is dealt with efficiently by RPK, and last man standing will be Auger, who's sitting outside right now with an AWP in hand, and shortly will be dispatched, surely, by a collection of Verygames players. But Auger's, caused a little bit of distraction now. He's picked up 1. He now knows he's surrounded. 1 from the side will be Smith from the Mac building. And Verygames lead by 7-2. That's a bit more like it.
7-2 with 6 rounds left to go. XOXO will be on a save. Oh, no, they have board on this round. So I'm very impressed that they're able to buy a game.
They've got good financial advisors.
Yeah, Credit Crunch clearly not hitting Denmark right now, as they're able to buy here for their 4th round in a row despite losing the last 2. So here we go, on board with Exy. Looks like they're going to push very quickly in. Smith's old AWP will shut them down in their tracks as Auger hits the deck, and now XOXO will think twice, make their way towards the ramp room where Regnam dispatches of right. And now Jimmy, back in the action, finds the frag onto RPK. XOXO had to find that frag if they wanted to stave off this defense from Verygames that gives them an opening. With only 4 men up on their opponents, the 3 of them may be able to puncture a hole in their opponent's defense and divide and conquer them from top to bottom. However, right now, the 3 of them going around the outside. This actually could be a very intuitive strat.
Yeah, they do seem to be boosting one man. You saw that just behind you. I'm going to watch him and see where he goes, and he will now wait here and see whether anyone pops out of that ladder. And let's go and see if there's anyone there. Well, there's no one in there right now, so they might well be waiting to flash inside that room, but it's not going to make any difference because there's no one there for them. So they are waiting. The man waiting is actually down low, which is Laurie, and he's now been dealt with by Jimmy, so he can now get this bomb planted, surely, in the upper bomb site. Bomb is still down, though, and they've got to try and find that to get it and plant. 20 seconds remaining. Time is now against them, and they wait. Oh, Regnam picks him out. He was hiding behind the barrels in the barrel door room, and Fetish now picking up that frag on him, and we've now got KRL, his last man standing. 10 seconds remaining. They will pick the bomb up, and they will get it planted in time.
1 versus 2, KRL finding the first frag. It's 1-on-1 for the round. It's crucial, and KRL dispatches. Made it look oh so easy as he just swatted Jimmy and finds the defuse. Fantastic work from KRL, biding his time to take it.
8-2 then. 10 rounds down, 5 to go for the half. And so far so good, you'd have to say, for Verygames. First to 16, remember, is the magical number of winning. £5,000 courtesy of B Broadband. Advantage to gamers. 6-round advantage is relatively good after 10 rounds on CT side on Nuke. They'll be pretty happy with it, but I think they'll want to try and push this one. I don't think they'll want to give too many rounds away to XOXO, and they'll know, by their own reckon, they'll need probably 2, maybe 3 more rounds to make this competitive when they switch over. Presuming, of course, they can wrap up on the pistol round, which will now become even bigger as Regnam goes through them like a hot knife through butter. 3 down from him already, and Laurie will finish things off. Straightforward round from Verygames. 9-2, 4 to go.
You can't afford to just give those save rounds away, rushing in and saying, look, we're not going to win this, but let's just die anyway. You just can't afford to do that. You have to make it expensive for your opponents, and they didn't really even try at that point. So they have to make more of those save rounds, at least if they're going to lose them, make them expensive for their opponents. But they'll look at this and say, like you said, 2, 3 more, and we're really right in this at half time. If the momentum doesn't change, though, and they go in with only 2 rounds, then they're in big trouble.
Couple boosted up onto the top of yellow again as Augur picks up the opening kill of the round. To give them a man advantage. Man being boosted up onto the rafters here is actually KRL, boosting his teammate up.
That looked a little saucy.
It is Counter-Strike saucy.
Oh. But a bunch.
It was a Les Dawson step. They've meanwhile pushed outside here, have XOXO, and this is the first time they've really tried to come round to the back of the ladder. And they did try one earlier, actually, to be fair to them, but that was rotating through the ramp room. This time they've gone all the way through outside without being spotted, it would seem, either. Let's just see whether they can surprise their enemy. Again, looking up into that upper room, no one in there spotted as we fly around. Let's actually try and work out where these players are. Well, Regnam already been gotten rid of, and KRL now being shot down by Augur. We just switched away from him inside Tin Hut. They're now going to go into the bomb site, but Augur is, well, reaction superb with that AWP. Win them the round. That's 9-3 now. And Verygames were on a nice little run, Stuart, but they need to be careful here. They don't concede too many rounds.
Hey, that was crazy from them. And you can see by this, they're exchanging the weapons. It means finances are tight, as players who've got more money than their teammates having to buy for one another. And despite winning so many consecutive rounds, and the last one previous without losing, they are not in a great position. On board with Augur, who was man of the round, if you will, last round. He's now been picked apart by that AWP of Smith's, and that leaves Exy also thinking about following in his footsteps. And Smith will quite happily dispatch of him as well. He's got 1 behind him, in fact 2 behind him. That's indicated on the top left of your screen there. And here we go with XOXO pushing around the outside. They've smoked, so the guy who just killed Augur before can't actually see them pushing through. He can see the smokes coming through, and he's throwing back whatever he can in his own way. And now will make his way through. Point blank range from Smith. That's almost a shotgun AWP frag as Exy now and will be followed up by Jimmy. But Smith is doing his job here, waiting on players coming into his line of sight as he will dart round. But he's done his job. 2 down. Jimmy's going to finish his round.
Yep, well, great stuff. And it was a point blank range shot. Those are just absolutely amazing when you see players pull those off. Usually unscoped as well. So, Jimmy sitting outside right now has 4 players to find, I believe. Yeah, there's 4 players remaining at Verygames and 3 on the XOXO side. Jimmy just creeping forward here. You walk in Counter-Strike, you can't be heard, so that's why he's moving very gingerly. It's not he's got an ailment. moving very slowly towards the ramp room where he meets Laurie and meets his death as well. And Regnum now in on Fetish will leave Rightme as the last man standing down low. And this should be a Verygames round if they're smart and if they're clever. And they usually are. Target saved as the end of the round. We haven't actually had one of those during the day, but that is time running down for the terrorists. And of course that means a default victory effectively on that round for the counter-terrorist sides. Verygames 10-3. Is this pretty much what you expected on Nuke?
Well, CT side you have to. You know, as we've said time and time again, it is a lot easier to defend here, but these next 2 rounds will decide the match. XOXO on a bye round now. They win this, then they've got a lot to fight for. Here we go, straight in towards that top bomb site. 3 Foray on through. Smith's AWP chimes in with 1. There's Jimmy, though, for XO. He and Fetish have got 2 frags, and Verygames find themselves trying to put that bomb down. Oh, PK! Oh, take a bow, son, as he clears out 2 of the XO players going in for that site. Rechnab comes in, and Verygames will pick up this round. And I said how crucial this round was for them. And knowing this, they can go into that pistol round knowing a successful conversion on that could give them the map.
Well, all down to one man. All down to this man on your screen, which is Fetish. He's got rid of the annoying Frenchman of Regnam already. So 1 down and 1 to go. It's a 1v1 now. And, well, maybe 52 seconds as well. So, yeah, maybe Stuart did call it a little too soon. We'll have to wait and see. 84 health versus 62. As Laurie just checking outside main right now. Whereas Fetish has actually picked up the bomb. Now, his teammates will have called that. They will have known that that bomb was down in the upper bomb site. Fetish, on the mean hand, would have picked that up. The player above him, I think, will think, he's probably going to go low with that bomb. So now what does Fetish do? Is he caught in 2 minds? Do I go low? Do I go high? Let's have a look. Well, Laurie's going to wait. He's heard the bomb being planted. It has gone down, though. Oh, Fetish pulls off a brilliant clutch, though, and will win the round for XOXO. And now how big will that round prove to be? He winning with just 17 health points at the end of that, and that was a 2v1 win for the man called Fetish. 10-4.
Look what it's done to Verygames. They're having to exchange weapons. We've got some Famises. We've got some very average weapons coming out. Well, actually, Famis is pretty good at sword. However, not the strongest armament from them. Now the XOXO should make this 5 with the advantage they've got, and that is crucial. As we said in the last one, these final 2 rounds will decide what XOXO do in their second half. And knowing that they would have 5, they will, should they lose the pistol round, still have a lot to play with in the game. And that being crucial makes this round XOXO's to dispatch with.
Certainly does. Last round of the half then. Flash comes in towards the radio room. Jimmy just avoiding that by looking at the wall. And will now march in as if he owns the place. And, well, he does, because there's no one there. Exy, though, has picked up 2 kills. 3 in a row from Verygames, though. They come back hard. And now KRL sitting here looking for one more man, which is Auger. And I think they've they've thrown this one away, Stuart. They had a real chance here of taking 5 rounds and kind of got a bit sloppy.
They had the weapon advantage, and they should have got the entry kill, but they didn't. And that made it easy for Verygames, because suddenly they had a man advantage, and it doesn't take a genius to say 5 on 4, it should be 1. And RPK cleans it out and finishes off the round. They had, what, 2-3 players left up at the end of that. So it's 11-4 at halftime, and that makes us, that makes the pendulum just in sort of Verygames' position. But if XOXO start quickly, they can clean this one up.
Yeah, I agree. I think half-time 11-4, CT side. Nuke pretty efficient, pretty standard fare. They should be okay with that one. And I don't know, disappointing really from XOXO at the end of that half, because I think they had a weapon advantage towards the end as well. And really should have pushed forward to pick up that 5th round. 10-5 would have been a very different game, I think, as we go through. But as ever, as we always say on these games, pistol round is going to be huge.
It is. For the reason for that, for those of you out there who don't know what a pistol round is, don't know what Counter-Strike is, it's all about money. The pistol round is your first opportunity to claim it, and it stops your opponent from claiming it. And at that fact, you get more than your opponent, and you can then build the next 2 rounds before the money system then balances it back out. Because it is a game of checks and balances to make sure one person can't just end the game having won that first round. So it's crucial, and it will make all the difference in the second half. If Verygames win it, and they race away, and they pull themselves up to 14, they find themselves needing just 2 to win the first map, and that is big.
Yep, that will be huge. Well, we're about to get underway then for the 9th round. We are in the Eurokrieg Grand Final, brought to you by Enemy Down and sponsored by B Broadband, the advantage for gamers, as we get into our second half between Verygames and XOXO. Verygames with an efficient first half, 11-4 the score in that first half. And here we go then for the pistol round, and a very, very crucial pistol round if XOXO want to play a part at all in going forward here on this first map.
Here we go, on board with Verygames. Smith will make his way in. As the pistol round kicks off in earnest as Augur for XO picks up the first kill. KRL's the one that's gone down. Smith comes back. Jimmy down. 4 versus 4. Each frag has a cash value to this one. As a bomb goes down, that also has a cash value as Rightme gets himself the frag onto Regnam. But with bomb down, Verygames have forced the agenda in this round. Rightme's going to come to one place and one place only. To where that red flash is down to the left. He's got one coming in from the doors behind him, you can see. Now pushes through. Smith with one. Rightme gets himself another. Can he get the second? Oh, he and Augur come through and they get the defuse.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, RPK, you saw him get the last 2 kills at the end, but it was too late for them. And, well, XOXO have pulled that one out of the bag because they got a man on the defuse very quickly indeed. The distractions were caused up in the upper area, and Verygames were too slow to react to it, and the 2 kills came after the bomb was defused. And that's a huge round for XOXO.
Yes, it is. And here we go with them on the next one. It will be a case of them needing to push out this one and make sure that that round is not in vain, because with those 4 frags and a bomb plant, they will buy on the 3rd round.
The shadowy people inside the tin hut are about to make themselves absolutely aware of where they are, right up in the upper bomb site. 3 of them break out, all 4 do. In fact, Augur gets a good shot in on Smith, and it's all going off upstairs because KRL has made the bomb plant down low. He was the man that went around the other side. And, well, that's a nice little tactic that can be used by Verygames there. They've sent 4 men as a decoy, if you like, into the upper bomb site. And one has lived as well, as KRL gets a double. We didn't see them. He's picked up another one, and RPK will finish it off. And that is a fantastic eco round from Verygames. And XOXO, well, never mind shooting the opposition, they should be shooting themselves after that round. Shocking.
Here's a round. Now I'm going to throw it away. Yeah, because that's what's just happened. Verygames have picked it up. Credit to them for making it happen. But XOXO will be kicking themselves because that's an easy round to give away, knowing that they only got 5 on T to show how difficult it is. They've really kicked themselves in the back, and now they need to make themselves get right back into this one as they will build on this going in. And, well, I'll tell you what, XOXO in a grand final for 5K, is there a state of nerves that you'd say, well, maybe it was pressure getting to them?
There's a little bit of that, I suppose. I think it's also worth pointing out that Verygames are playing not on LAN as such, because these players are all playing over the internet, but all 5 of them are in the same room as each other as they boot camp for an upcoming LAN. So there is an advantage for Verygames in that they can communicate absolutely 100% on time without any delay. Although I don't think it's an absolutely huge advantage over a team like XOXO, who have been playing together for a while now, and you know they'll have their own communication down to a T, regardless of the fact that they'll be doing it over Ventrilo rather than in the same room. Now Laurie has just flashed through the squeaky door, made a push either way so far. The Danes and the just waiting up top right now for them is the sensible option for them without any of the weaponry. So Verygames now fully tooled up and ready to go. 2 of them will pop up the top of the ladder. Oh, actually just 1. And they'll have that ladder room locked down and secured. Regnam now with a frag in on Rightme, so that's given them the signal they needed to get the bomb planted up high. They do so now. Waiting for anyone to pop up is not going to happen actually this round, so XOXO easily dealt with by the Frenchman, and that'll be 2-1 this half, and I make that 13 to 5. 13-6, 13-5, 13-5.
I made it 12-6, so
right.
Somewhere I've gone wrong. 11-4 at half-time. They've picked up just the 1, so it is 12-6. And I'll tell you what, this should be...
Let's correct that, because Verygames had 11 the first half. They've now got 2 this half. That's 13.
Maths never a strong point.
Yeah.
This should be 2 more rounds to XOXO, though. Let's remember that. Last round of the first half, which XOXO had the money advantage, and that pistol round second. This should be a very, very different scoreline. It should be 11-8. And that is going to come back and kick XOXO in the Danish backside.
Verygames planning to do that right now with Smith, who's just waiting outside. Rightme waiting for any push that might come. The flashes are being thrown through the little glass roofs that you see above by KRL. His team will all get that, and as we change over to Regman, he hits the deck. Smith though with a double, Laurie in with the third one as well, and now RPK moving into that bomb site with that bomb will get it planted, and XOXO will have just one man remaining. It'll be Auger who's coming in. Oh, actually they had two. I didn't realise Jimmy was still alive, and Auger gets a double with a grenade and an AWP frag as well, and that'll make it 2v1. Auger still waiting. As a man here, Smith, is waiting inside the vent. He's going to be surprised any moment now, though, because there is a man below him, and he comes up behind him as well. Smith finally realises he's there. And Verygames pick up another round. I sigh because, you know, well, Verygames just running away with this right now, and they've moved on to 14-2 away from victory.
Yeah, and this is a game where Verygames, if they don't win it from this point, they will never forgive themselves. This is theirs to throw away, much like Arsenal's last night, which delightfully they did throw away. As Verygames will make their way out now. Grenade comes along from Smith. They're looking positive here, Verygames, and needing just 2 more to win this game out of a remaining, 11 rounds. Odds on, as they set themselves up. Happy to take it slow, and the reason for that is they're worried their opponents are saving, which Jimmy proves that there's a deagle round in here for XO, but we haven't seen them to confirm that, as they will dart through. There it is, a second deagle frag coming in from Axie, and August gone in. KRL with 1, 2, and Fetish comes in, gets himself a kill. Right knee's got the top of that site. We're at a 1 man on 3 here for XO, as they need to dart forward. XO picking up around here. They got no right to pick up considering they're on a deagle save, but these are the types of rounds that they gave away, and now will look to claw back. Smith's the last man standing between Verygames and an embarrassing deagle save round win for XOXO. He's got full health. He's thrown a flash down there just to try and distract his opponent. Now bowls one up to the top. If there's anybody up there, they will be in trouble, and Smith may be able to do something about it, but no! Right Me picks up the frag, and XOXO back on the board, and signs of life.
So, back into the game. XOXO, the winning a round. 3-2 in this half. What does that make the score overall?
14-6.
Good. Your maths are improving.
Only because I'm using tally charts and so on.
What are they called?
Tally charts.
Okay. I just thought they might have had a special, you know, Stuart Saw name or something.
Tosspot charts.
Tosspot charts. I'm not even going to go there. So Verygames and looking as if they might be on a save this round. Oh no, maybe not. They really shouldn't be, because they should have enough money to have bought a few guns between them. Yeah, they have. So my mistake. It was just one man who probably has AWP outside. Smith with the opening kill of the round. We're flashed out though. Auger and Nightmare have combined to pick up a couple. Now, can they get a third? No! KRL taking him down. Nightmare had actually pushed through the tin hut there. Interesting. XOXO getting a bit more aggressive on CT side.
But this is all down to losing that last round. XOXO know that the money system is now right in their favor. Jimmy picks up 2 kills. KRL and RPK both down. It leaves who up for Verygames? I think only 1. It is the bottom fragger as well. As Nate will dart in that round.
Strange as well. He had a really good first half, so hasn't really connected here in the second half.
Goes towards that radio room. Just been naded from that area. He's chasing shadows. He's got 3 of them to find as well. So really a tall order for him to make his way around. He's got 1 just to his left if he darts around that corner. Finds him and and Jimmy puts a bullet in his head, and that is XO right back in it.
Good round from the Danes, and they need to win plenty of rounds here on this CT side. They do have the advantage now, of course, Stuart, being on that counter-terrorist side, and they really need to push it home. 3-3 is not the kind of half that they would have wanted so far. Remember, of course, 14 points already for Verygames means they need just 2 more rounds, and they will claim victory. This will be the first of potentially 3 maps, of course, because this is the grand final. And only in some of the other rounds have we seen, in the other rounds that these 2 teams have played, Crack Clan from the quarterfinal was 2-1. The rest of the games all swept 2-0. As Rightly opens things up, he will get revenge frag by Smith, who gets a double upstairs. Finish is the other man that they've got rid of. Looks as if they might decide that they're going to go down low here. Now, where's Bomb? come on board with, not Smiths, it wasn't Smiths, it's Regnam, who will now go down low and hopefully get this bomb planted from a Verygames point of view. They need just 2 more rounds, and is this the round where they really push their advantage home as Auger comes in on Smiths? He's now downed at the back. It's just Regnam alive here, and it's a 1v1, Stuart.
Round depends on this. Verygames could go to match point with this as well. Let's find ourselves his opponent. And there he is, right through the eyes. Auger with the AWP. That's as subtle as a ton of bricks. And Regnam could do nothing about it. And Auger will take the defuse and just keep XOXO back in this game. They are still clawing these rounds back. You know, they've won now, what, 3 on the bounce. And if you're going to get back in it, that's how you do it.
So plenty of weaponry for XOXO, plenty of money as well, but also Verygames okay with the money side. And will buy fully for the French team. So, this time round, 5 of them going through. And trying to push through Squeaky Door. They've made that push through, Stuart. And this is a very quick rush into the upper bomb site. Rightme and Exy, the only men to come up with a kill. Oh, Exy and Auger, and suddenly the advantage switches. And Verygames look good for money going up high, but, well, XOXO were too smart for it.
Yeah, very, very smart play from XOXO there as they get themselves right back in this one. And it means that Verygames, as you can see, are buying, have made that decision and will now go for this one. I think perhaps only the front 2 have bought there. And they're going for this one. It is cheaper to play on T side, and that makes a big difference when you're chasing a win. When you're only 2 away, you can go for it a little bit more often. You can gamble just that little bit more frequently.
You're absolutely right. KRL gambling on the fact that it wasn't going to be a flash there on the outside. There was, and he was easily dispatched by Rightme. And now Verygames under a lot of pressure here and will be finished off again. And XOXO now really pushing home the advantage they have by being on the counter-terrorist side and reduce the gap by another round. Yeah,
it's now 14-9, 5 rounds the difference. And I'll tell you what, Paul, let me ask you a question. If you were on that Verygames team, what would you be doing? Because that last round was around you either saved and then came in fully kitted on this round, or you go for it. Considering you only need 2, is it not time to play a touch more cautiously?
Well, yeah, possibly, yes, you're right. I don't know. I prefer the aggressive stance that Verygames took in that last round, and I know it didn't work, but you know, keep mixing up the strats, keeps XOXO guessing, and that's what they did really well in the first half. So I don't know. I'm an advocate of both ways of playing. If that's not sitting on the fence too much.
Auger doesn't sit on the fence with that AWP. He just kills. He's had a fantastic second half here for XOXO. In fact, I think he leads the scoreboard for them. He does. He's 7 frags. There must be a defuse in there as well, but he's a long way clear of his teammates thus far, and that is because he is the AWP and he is clearing out as he makes his way through Auger's AWP. Right on cue, dispatches of Smith. Regnam is down as well. He makes his way in. There's one pushing through. As Rightme makes his way down. Bomb planted. That's money in the bank for Verygames. Rightme will make his way across. Has to go for the defuse. There's nobody left up to stop him as he pushes through. We've got a bomb defused, and XOXO are going to try and take this game and by the scruff of the neck and look to pick this one up. They are in top form here, XOXO, as they need to make sure that the rounds that they've won in the second half are not in vain, as Verygames still need just those 2. 5 rounds left in the half. It makes the score now, what, Verygames still on 14, still just 2 away from glory, and that is where this game will be won and lost, as they have the ball this round. They are now going to spatter those shots through the wall and see what they can do about it. Here we go. Rightme opens up the fragging. XOXO lose 1. Smith comes back in with the frag on the Rightme. Verygames have themselves an entry in towards this top site. This KRL and RPK get fragged for Verygames. This is one of the rounds they have to win. There are, what, 2 left up. Jimmy's one of them. Jimmy's the last man. And Verygames get themselves onto match point. And, well, suddenly this game has changed complexion. Suddenly this game is XOXO on the ropes. As we home in on victory on map 1. Remember, there will be another map regardless, and there could be 2, depending on how this one pans out. But knowing that XOXO beat London Mint on this map, it's not a good sign that they are being dispatched of here by Verygames, who pick up the first frag. Augur and XC, though, not going down without a fight. As we lose ourselves KRL. And there's XC with the second before going down to RPK's grenade. And 2 players left up for Verygames, 3 for their opponents. And the defensive side are really in the ascendancy and look to pick this win up. Verygames push through. It's going to be Mate to get the first one. Now we're back to a 2-on-2, and now we're 2 frags away from glory for Verygames. The French side, Jimmy and Fetish to deal with, and Fetish is a man of clutch proportions as he dispatches with RPK. He's a fan for the extravagant. Mato knows where he is, though. In fact, no. Fetish has moved since then. Mato drops down. As they wait for one another, they're going to dance around the corner. And there's Fetish to get XOXO around. And the Belgians are picking themselves up a very positive collection of rounds here. They're up to 12. It is 15-12 the score. Having won 8 in the second half and 4 in the first. But the best XOXO can do is overtime. Verygames can win it in any of these next 3 rounds. As Regnam pushes along. RPK will dart through. Smith gets himself the first frag. Augur goes down. Verygames 4 away from glory here as they need to make this count, having got a 5-on-4. Make their commitment to a bomb site and then push it along. This next frag could be crucial. Well, is crucial for Verygames. If they get it, the round is theirs. Mateo gets it, and there we go. It's going to be Verygames. 2 men to the good here with a bottom site. They need to get that bomb in and plant it, because a 5-man bomb defense is going to be so difficult for XO to recover. But they recover before the bomb goes down as Regnam and Smith both get picked off. Verygames are in trouble here of throwing their golden opportunity away. Rightme's been picked off. Fetish and who for XOXO? It's XE is there. We'll follow Fetish as he is his Fetish's frags. And XE and Fetish now will dart up. It's going to be Fetish to push along. Bomb planted. And these 2 players know that XO's hopes and dreams, of this first map at least, rest on this round. Fetish gets himself the first frag. RPK goes down. We're at a 2-on-2. Bomb ticks away still. And there's the first frag as XE goes down. And now we're at a 1 versus 1 as Mate goes down. Sorry, KRL still standing with just that 1 point of health, though. He needs to play to the clock. He needs to make sure that this is not an easy round for Fetish, who now knows his position. KRL must play to that clock. As the bomb ticks away, he peeks out, and Fetish can't get it. The bomb defused, and that's map 1 going to Verygames. And we are going to go to a second map here.